Okay, that should be live. Let's just go ahead and check, shall we? Yep, that's looking pretty promising. Okay. Marvellous. And yeah, connection is good. So now we'll just wait a little while for things to get going. And then we shall continue with the campaign. Hello Isaac, good to see you. Okay, yeah, that all looks good. And yeah, that works. Marvellous. No need to concern ourselves with technical difficulties for the time being. Just give it a little while, and then we will begin. Don't want to jump the gun too much. But I think we stabilised last time. I think we are in a position where we can move forward. Dol Amroth. There is something about Dol Amroth which concerns me, but we'll get onto that when we actually view the world map. But the only thing that could really scupper any sort of mid-term plans for this campaign would be if Harad decided to try and backstab us. But I think they've got bigger fish to fry, so I think we should be okay. But we'll load into the campaign and see if I'm missing anything. Truly hope that I'm not, because I do have a bit of a plan in my head about what we are going to do long term as well in the campaign. Initially the plan was to go after hello Tancred, nice to see you. But yeah, initially the plan was that Gondor and Mordor would be the two primary antagonists, and that will still be the case. However, there may be something that happens during the campaign that means the focus shifts. Because depending on a couple of things, in order to kill Gondor and Mordor, it could essentially turn into a paint the map campaign, and those can get quite tedious. So it really kind of depends on what certain AI factions want to do. Factions that we haven't really come into contact with all that much yet. But yeah, we'll give it a little bit more time just so that people can arrive, and then we shall continue. So I think the first thing really as we get going, the first thing that should be of a bit of concern, I suppose, would be this army here, because it will be a tough fight to keep hold of Lynn here, but I think with the numbers we have, we should be okay. Plus the fact I think we do get an extra garrison unit, because I don't know if that armory actually builds at the end of my turn or at the start of my turn. That does make a pretty big difference actually, because an extra unit of, I don't know whether it would be Southron Warband here as well. I think it would be, or Territorial Guardsmen. But I think we should be fine because we've got pikes. We've got enough to hold the line, I think. So I think we should be okay. We've got AP as well in the Axemen, and chances are the AI will just try to force their way through again, which will probably go quite badly for them. In many ways, actually, the thing that I might be slightly worried about with this battle might actually be with some slightly stronger archers. They may very well be able to skirmish down GIMILKHADS, which would not be all that great for us. Got a little Dol Amroth army there as well, with some knights in it, but it's a small army. Methrust is there, which we do want to go after. It's a castle as well, which is quite interesting. Right, so that is an Amrothian diplomat. We don't need to worry about that. So this is our diplomat as well, which we do actually need to get moving now, because there is something I want to do with the diplomat. Hello, Calvin. And that is, the campaign, as I intended it to be, was to go after Gondor and Mordor. However, there is a reality in which we are not able to go after Mordor because Gondor's allies decide to try and pile on top of us. And that being Rohan and Enid Wythe. So what I want to do is to get a diplomat over to Enid Wythe and over to Rohan to start some good relations with them, hopefully. Because then, as I take over Gondor, it can be effectively just Gondor under new management, and we'll sort of take up the mantle of fighting Mordor. But if they decide not to go for that, then instead of going after Mordor, we'll just be going for basically a mighty coastal empire. Hello, Angel. Nice to see you. This is our merchant, who we will also keep moving up this way. Right. We also, what do we want to do? Yes, this was it. So first things first, I think what we want to do is clear up all of these navies that we can see, because that will give us superiority in the Bay of Belfalas. Yeah. This should be fairly easy, because a lot of these navies are damaged and scattered now. So that's good. And there's this one. There we go. Absolutely marvellous. This one over here is, yeah, that's a depleted one that we want to be retraining with all possible haste. Really enjoyed your Toll for Lass upload. It was a good quality fight. Yeah, I think Eclipse did a good job on making that map. I would agree. Right, so this is GIMILKHAD, GIMILKHAD is going to be taking point on this. He's going to be the one taking Methrist. We need to leave a few things behind so that in the event of this army coming across, Gimilzor can continue to do his thing. But first things first, actually, let's deal with this. Yeah, he's going to be in reinforcement range as well, so that's easy. We're losing money in Toll for Lass. Oh, there's actually another navy there which we need to deal with as well. Okay. They do tend to blend in a little bit. Right, Gimilzor can go back in here. That's enough to make it happy. That's all we need there, really, in order to make it a profitable settlement. But I do want to keep some things back here with him. And I think maybe what we do, we just leave the Azra Zaire back here. Because as much as having a bunch of cannon fodder is nice, we'll have some garrison force as well. Right, first things first, let's kill this navy here. Again, easy. We lost a ship there, but it was worthwhile, just to give us our naval superiority. And you can embark, as can you. So that is a nice fleet we have there now. And can we disembark anywhere here? No, those are cliffs. We can disembark over there though, so let's start heading over. No enemy navies in sight that can match us, which is excellent. We actually have some repairs we need to make over here, which is probably why Barracks not doing so well. Recently just found your channel. Glad to have you here. And hello, George. Nice to have you around. So we do need to send some reinforcements up here, because we are going to need some better quality units filtering their way into Lynn here so that we can hold on to it. So let's see what we can get away with here. If we can get away with just having raiders as our garrison force everywhere, that would be excellent, I think. Ar-Adunaim will be really good for a skirmish. And yeah, Rosadan. Okay, so what do we need for this settlement over here? Don't really need any more ranged units, to be honest with you, because skirmishing in this settlement is actually not that great. Then again, we don't actually need that much more in terms of melee units either. And we'll go for... these guys have got an armour upgrade, so we'll go with them. So that can be a nice little relief force that we hop across, take this Gondorian fort, and then reinforce Lynn here. Now, elsewhere, what I do want to do as well is go down and take this settlement down here, if we can manage that. But we need to create a new army to do that, because as much as we do have a decent force over here, all of it really is made up of units that will get absolutely stomped into the dirt by Mumakil, which I think is the garrison. So we definitely don't want to do that. A ballista would be ideal, to be honest. We're building a Royal Knights. So yeah, a ballista is probably what we want so that we can start heading down here. Also, one thing that I noted, the reason we can build Royal Guard and Royal Knights in Umbar, despite not having like the top level of blacksmith, is because they don't need it. There is no building requirement for the Naru units. They are effectively, you can train them in certain Numenorian settlements across the world map, Umbar being one, and I think the nearest one to Umbar that we can take that can also train them is Pelagia. So that's pretty nice, and it does mean that we have access to basically one of our top tier infantry and cavalry that we can train as and when we want to. But yes, a ballista I think would be absolutely glorious at this juncture. Got a couple more units in there that aren't really doing anything, to be honest with you. Can we actually get away with... we'll keep that. There's some navies down here, but they're not really achieving much of anything. More boats near the island? Well, I mean, if you mean build more boats near the island, Medieval 2 is not a game that allows you to just construct willy-nilly. You need to put a bit more pre-planning into it. Right, anyway, what am I doing? Yeah, we need this. So we do need another ballista, and I do think we need to keep up the pressure in terms of building boats for the, well, I say that, but there is also the need to continue to build actual footbound units as well. But we do need a navy down here anyway to transport our units, so we'll do that. And I think that's all we're going to be capable of doing on this turn. We did have a spy actually, didn't we? Over here. But honestly, I think I'm going to keep him there just to keep an eye on the garrison at Amrun. So we shall save it. And yeah, hopefully no other army does take on Karagmir, but I don't think Khand or Harad can take on a Mumakil garrison at the moment. Anyway. Hello Kenobi. Hello there. It's a fine day to sail. I just moved to the new place and been waiting on the power. Oh, well, glad to see that you're settling in. And thank you very much, by the way. Very, very kind of you. And hello, Jasdeep. So yeah, I think that's all we can do for the time being. So Gondor is interesting actually that Dol Amroth are the ones that go first, and Gondor are the ones that go last, effectively in like the faction cycle. I think actually Rohan is technically closer because we can just circumvent the White Mountains, I think, and we could send our diplomat up there. But Enedwaith, I think, would be the better choice because we can actually get trade going with Enedwaith by sea, I believe. They're a long way away, but I think the sea trade route should still work. So I think that's the plan. The plan, Jasdeep, is to basically nibble away at Dol Amroth yet further and just build up our strength a bit more. Where are they going? Just a singular unit? They're not going to achieve too much going that way. Yeah, here we go, look. So this is a tough battle. A lot of the units were ones that we couldn't actually see. They are sieging us down. But that does mean that we can build our building, I think. So candidate for adoption. Yeah, we could do with more generals. Just speaking, Osgiliath is under attack again. We have this guy, who is a general. He's going to achieve absolutely nothing. There's more boats hovering around with evil intent. Wait, hold on a moment. What we want to do is retrain that one. And I guess we'll recruit another archer. They're dirt cheap, and it makes it easier for us to... Right, can we actually get away is the question. I'm going to save it here because I've made this mistake in the past where for some reason Medieval 2 just does not enjoy allowing you to move. There we go. So yeah, I think that's... So what is this? We should be able to take that navy on, to be honest, so we will. Yeah, there we go. Again, we lost another one of our basic ships though. God, they can rebuild their navies so quickly, can't they? Right, Methrest, that is a terrible garrison, to be honest with you. So we need to start moving you across before I forget. So you get across there, and you were going to start heading north. You were going to start heading this way, which actually you can do double duty as a scout basically as we move through there, which is nice. Khaldun doesn't seem too happy, but they're going to have to get over it, unfortunately for them. Right, we're going to need more boats, aren't we? That's the only thing for it. South-run pikemen are slightly more expensive than the Rosadan halberdiers, but the footmen are even cheaper still. And okay, a lot of our, well, we do have some fairly skilled up black ships, but those are Alcarondas. That's not what we wanted to see. And right, okay, so we should have another general somewhere now, and it's you, isn't it? So you're going to be the one that is going to be leading the assault on Ar-Adunaim, provided it's still independent by the time we get there. You can stay there because we really need to... We're going to be building up another stronger, significantly stronger army in Umbar. Right, and let's just go straight for it. And because we have a ballista, we can assault immediately. And that's an easy auto-resolve. I don't know whether Methrust has the ballista towers, but we don't want to take that chance. Do the black ship scripts still run? I don't think they do, because I think they would have already run. But ooh, that's a good amount of coins that we're gaining from this right off the bat. An armory would... Actually, we need to repair these first before we do anything. This is a fairly lucrative little settlement. Dark Sanctuary. I do kind of want an armory, but at the same time I think as long as the Dol Amroth Doom stacks don't spawn as a result of that, because they've only got 2 territories left now, Dol Amroth. I don't know whether that's going to be enough to make their stacks spawn, because they do have their 2 most significant towns still available to them, so maybe they've still got enough strength for that not to be the case. But yeah. But yeah, I don't think the black ship scripts do spawn. Because I think they already would have, and to be honest with you, I don't think it would have been beneficial for us to have like stuff going on all the way over here while we were still doing our thing down here as well. Conscription camp first. Yeah, maybe, because this is probably going to be a bit of a recruitment hub, because that's a city, so that would be more beneficial as just an economy thing, whereas this we can use as our bastion for training Dol Amroth units. Thing is though, it does, like, no, these are Gondorian units. I could have sworn that you could also get Dol Amroth units with the conscription camps, but maybe I was wrong. We do get an increase in goods. I do want to be able to move forward with GIMILKHAD at some stage fairly quickly though. So that is a bit of a concern if we build that. An armory is extremely expensive though. Okay, well, seeing as this is only 2 turns, we'll go for the Dark Sanctuary first. And then we'll do the conscription camp and then the armory, I think. I think that's how we'll do things. Right, we're still... It's taken so long to build that port, it seems. Right, so their navy's actually retreated from their blockades when that happened, so that's good. And I think what we're going to need eventually is... We'll do another unit of Rosadan. And you... We'll do another ship, because that seems to be where the wind is blowing. We might end up losing this black ship if it can't be retrained quickly. Okay. And that will have to be that, I think. That guy's already moved, that guy's already moved. Okay. Hello, Stefan. But yeah, we don't want Dol Amroth Doomstack spawning just yet, so I mean, it's probably for the best then that GIMILKHAD does stay put for the moment, because if we take Dol Amroth, they definitely get a Doomstack, I know that. And Dol Amroth Doomstacks will almost certainly include Royal Swan Knights. They can't attack ships in ports. Well, that's good then. If they just want to sort of cluster around that one black ship and not allow it to move, I'm fine with that, because that allows me to build up some ships elsewhere so we can just have a nice big navy That seems to be what the AI does. They make a lot of smaller navies and spread them out, so we can just play whack-a-mole with their navies, basically. Oh, well, that's not good. So Dol Amroth's Doomstack has spawned. The Steward of Gondor is dead. Steward of Gondor is dead. Caer Andros is fallen, so Gondor are falling apart. So, in many ways, I suppose this is not a bad thing at all, but... Right, can we get into reinforcement range is my question. Is that reinforcement range? Because I have been... had by that before, so yeah, this is a problem. Certainly a problem. But maybe it's not too bad, because we can... What is that? More ships. Maybe I should have hired some mercs before coming in here. Maybe that would have been somewhat beneficial. Right, they're scattering to the winds. So we should combine our units. Oh, we can only have one admiral. Okay, well, hold on. We'll just move our ships close. We'll see what this Dol Amroth stack decides to do. I don't know how strong Methrist is as a city, but this army is okay, but it's not amazing. So we could probably do, to be honest with you, getting ready to reinforce it by moving some troops from Barad-Han. Hello, First Man. Right, anyway, you are still in the middle of nowhere, so I am just going to move you down as a scout, effectively. The crossbows might actually be useful in helping to take on the Mumakil. So we'll send you off. Don't want to risk Harad's betrayal, but we'll go for a couple of these as well. They can move down, so we at least have an army around the ballista. We may not end up needing it, to be honest, but such is the way of things. We have Royal Knights. This needs to move off this way. And yeah, we want to really be building more and more units here, because now we really can. We can start going a little bit crazy with it. So Naru Naaru Royal Guard, Azrazair Marines are a good choice, I think. And what else do we want? These are a good unit for their price, so I'll buy some warriors, and I think some halberdiers wouldn't go amiss either. So that's good. We can also build something else here, potentially. Nothing that useful, though, I have to say. So I think we'll leave that for now. And Tol Falas. Yeah, we want a conscription camp here, I think, because we're going to be keeping our general over here anyway. In my gameplay, I rarely used Corsairs. I never felt like they were particularly efficient against Dol Amroth. You're right, Mark. The Azrazair. The only reason I've built so many Azrazair in this campaign is because they're very cheap, and I needed armies quickly to defend multiple fronts because of Harad doing their thing earlier. And that's still technically the case. I just need more manpower on the front, which is driving a lot of my decision making still. There is, however, the crossbows are not terrible as far as the Azrazair go, but really the standout unit for the Corsairs are the Marines, because the javelins are actually, not only are they decent at dealing damage with their javelins, they're also pretty good in melee. Murder that ship with the units in it. That's tempting, but what I kind of want to do at this point is to start thinking about getting reinforcements over to here, because GIMILKHAD is somewhat isolated. I mean, are these really worth it? I mean, they are, really. Like, we just need... Even a unit of cavalry wouldn't go amiss. Okay, well, I tell you what, let's... That is... Can't really tell which... I'll tell you what, we can probably go after it as it is and continue to move over here. And, yeah, we can embark a few units, so you get in there. How many can we get away with? Mostly melee units, I think, because we're going to need to clog up the hooves of that Dol Amroth cavalry. We can get away with quite a lot, it seems. One more? Okay, so we've got 6 units in there, and we have 6 more spaces. Perfect. There's still units there. They will probably try to siege us down anyway, so we might get the opportunity. Right, so we'll go over here so that these units can support one another. And right, you begin moving. Can we move these two as well? Because to be honest with you, they're not really doing anything here. That's not going to stop a Harad betrayal, even if they are there, so we may as well move them now. And do we have any... We don't have any ships yet, do we? Khaldun was building one. Okay. Right, so this is going to be fairly key, to be honest, because I'm really interested to see if this is in reinforcement range. I don't know if it is. I think it's too far. Medieval 2's reinforcement ranges are a little bit odd. If we get those reinforcements, we'll win this fight, I think, fairly comfortably. If we don't, though, it'll be a real struggle, actually, with that artillery. Especially if they decide to try and pressurise multiple choke points. So that could be a real problem, actually. We'll see. I think the river is blocking the reinforcements. Yeah, but there's a bridge across the river. There's a bridge leading to the town. So that doesn't make a lot of sense if that's the case. Yeah, they're trying to move that way. Well, we'll see. The only other thing that army could have done anyway was take a fort, and that's not terribly useful. Right, merchant, you're going off this way. Diplomat, you're going that way. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, so they're immediately going to come down here to siege this place out, which is worrying, to say the least. Bridge is reinforcement. Yeah, but it wouldn't let me on the bridge, even though it was in range. We'll see. I can always reload the save to do it properly. Medieval 2's like map movement campaigns are really janky. It's one of the ways in which later games definitely improve things, just by giving you more information rather than it being kind of ambiguous and then you falling into pitfalls that you wouldn't have otherwise. They've been sieging that settlement down for a little while, though. If they try and siege it for one more turn, of course, we can just easily be in reinforcement range, so I'll be happy with that. Maybe if they're in reinforcement range as well, Gondor will try to break off the siege. That would be kind of interesting. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Yeah, and we don't have reinforcements, which is annoying, to say the least. Yeah. I think it's going to be one of those parts again, where the game just endeavours to screw me over in the most petty and annoying ways, but we'll see. I think GIMILKHAD will be alright, to be fair, depending on the settlement. That Doomstack mechanic as well is a little bit... It's questionable. Again, it's one of those... I can understand why it's there, otherwise the game is too easy, but the way in which it's implemented I would question fairly substantially. We do have an extra unit of South Run defenders, so that's good. We managed to complete our thing. Right. We need to be close to the wall here, because not only will that make it hard for them to skirmish with us, but it'll also make it much more difficult for the artillery to actually hit them. Archers. Still have that very depleted unit of crossbows. No, that's not what I wanted to do. We have a unit of Rosadan, don't we? Yes, we do. We'll basically do the same thing that we did last time. We've got a better army for doing it this time, but the enemy army is also a little bit scarier. So we shall see how it goes. We have our cavalry is much more depleted than it was last time though, so that's concerning. But we also have pikes. Glorious, glorious pikes. So, because of the way that sieges work and dragging your units around is a little bit awkward, the Southrons are going to have to be our saviours here, I think. Right. I'm betting on the fact that they're probably going to do the standard AI thing of just charging into one choke point, which is the way we win this fight, if any. There we go. And I think that's just about it. There's this unit here, but we can easily move them after the fact. Okay. Let's see how this goes. The artillery is worrying, but right. Now then. First thing, unit of pikes like that. Unit of pikes like that. Really, it's just a case of having a big blob that's in guard mode so they don't bubble out of their formation. So yeah, you go like this. Guess you go like that. And what other units do we have? We have these halberds, which we want in position. Also, this is also one saving grace for this though, is they don't actually have a dedicated general for this army, so their general isn't going to have like tons of hit points. So if he charges in, he will die off pretty quickly, you would imagine. Which has a catastrophic effect on morale. Right, you move forwards a little bit because archers are definitely going to try to have their wicked way with you, as are the artillery pieces, I would imagine. Ar-Adunaim raiders. Yeah, let it not be said that we don't have a lot of just junk to throw in the way. Okay. Ow. Okay. Let's see if we can't get a little closer then. So they are definitely trying to use their artillery first and foremost, but I mean they're not using it on our they might be trying to, yeah, take down a wall, which is again a bit concerning. Yeah, I mean this is also a possible reload because I do feel a little bit cheated with the fact that I'm out of reinforcement range there. I'm literally like a pixel away on the map and it's decided that nope, I'm not there. As the game is wont to do, I suppose. Better for morale to call them Lords of the Sea so they fight harder. Why won't you go closer to the wall? We're going to have to sort of shuffle around our units a little bit. I'm okay with them using their artillery now though, because if they pushed it forwards and... Okay. You can go... God, the movement in settlements is so awkward. Right, so yeah, we're probably going to need a unit of pikes over there. I still don't... If they do several choke points, it's going to be tough because we don't have the quality to face them in multiple locations. Like the Ar-Adunaim will break if that happens, but we'll see. Ooh, this could be most painful. Okay, you go like this. You can go like so. And yeah, I don't feel too confident about this one. The AI isn't actually doing the brain dead move they normally do, which is to just filter in through a single gap in the wall, which is a shame. But yeah, okay, we're going to need halberds down here, if it will actually let me drag the units. You're going to need to go there like so. You are going to have to move. The arrow towers will have to do a lot of good work. I mean, at least they won't have all the mass to just push through a single choke point, I guess. Bloody hell. Literally right through the wall. Yeah, it's not going well. Tower's taken damage. A lot of this is going to come down to how they choose to move in. They're going after the towers as well, which is really, really awkward. It's like the AI suddenly has a brain. Right, well at this point it's just a case of time 6 speeding it, because they're not going to move in until they've used up all their ammunition anyway. I guess this is what having 3 artillery pieces gives you. Are they going after my general now as well? Yeah, this has got a reload written all over it, to be honest with you, because we do need those reinforcements, and I feel conned. What are you doing? Stop. Probably firing on something absolutely worthless. So you. Stop. Well, they pushed into range of one of the arrow towers, which is still alive, I suppose. Not for much longer, though. I went into this in a fairly good mood, to be honest with you, and the game's already taken that away from me. Here we go, finally. Can you... Oh, for crying out loud. Go into the correct position. They're not actually moving in with the rams either, so I guess actually that does help in a way. Okay. Although the dragging in this settlement is absolutely vile. Right, yeah, let's just get everything onto fire at will, to be honest with you. We just need things firing. And there we go. Right, you need to go like so. I think actually so do you. And we'll see how that treats us. Because the cavalry is clearly going to try to push through as it normally does. I mean, it should, Windy, you'd think, but that hasn't how it's worked in DAC, because the armor values for stuff is so high that ultimately they end up being able to survive much, much more than they should, really. Which this may very well end up being a pretty good example of that. Archer militia over there. This cavalry is going to achieve really not much, so... Yeah, okay, I think maybe the AI has actually screwed themselves over a little bit. I don't think Gondor have got much of their regular infantry, though. Like, they've still got a lot of their really basic stuff. They've got the Lamadon clansmen in there. We just need to hold our formation in guard mode. You know what, just open up, yeah? They will probably end up coming back, but let's just get our I'm really glad they're not using the rams as well, because if they just opened up another choke point, they would have won. So all of the good work they essentially did has been wasted. Can always bet on the AI to do something foolish, I suppose. Right, that, again, that's the benefit of them not having a dedicated general. Yeah, the clansmen are probably the best unit from Gondor on foot that I've fought so far, but that's really only because they haven't really gained access to their slightly better stuff. As soon as I have access to like the Ar-Adunaim though, we should be fine. Like, I've got them, but I just don't have them in great numbers. You know what, just you move forward, you get in there. Marvellous. Okay, the AI's actually really done me a huge favour here, really. They had my back to the wall. Ar-Adunaim, yeah, I know, Val, but the key is that they're armour piercing, so they will be efficient. Also, I do have a unit that's better than the fully like armoured Gondorian infantry, and that's the Ardenium Armsmen. I think they're better. They'll be rarer in my army, most certainly, but God, why are the Southrons so slow compared to the Gondor cavalry? Madness. Right, they're winning, so we need to put a stop to that immediately. And again, the drag is not serving us too well. Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, the one unit I didn't have on guard mode in shape has charged out of the settlement and is now going to get absolutely rolled over by cavalry. Right. Kill them. Oh god. The enemy cav is relentless when it comes to trying to chase them down. Yeah, they're dead. They are slow boys, apparently. Right, that should be the end of them, you would hope. There's not really a way we can get good range support in there, really, other than the stuff that we already have. That right side on the line looking concerning. Where? No, I mean, it's still as solid as we're going to be able to make it with the units that we have. If we try and like wiggle around in there, we're just going to end up taking more losses anyway. Right, they are finished. Finished at this level. Right, hold on a moment. You go there. You just go there. Where are you going?
The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken.
Pathfinding absolutely atrocious. Oh, there is actually some Gondor infantry here. So they do have some of the... they're not armoured up, so that's nice. Yeah, they're shaken. Like, even if, like, quality-wise we weren't going to win this, the loss of their general, I think, has probably done the damage. That is terminal. We'll keep a unit of halberds here just in case they do decide to charge in. Okay. At the base of the tower... yeah, well, we just moved a unit of pikes in there, so they'll be fine, and also we can put these raiders in there just to slow things down. They're being ground down now anyway. Those Rosedans are doing nicely. Our cavalry, I think, is finally going to get caught. Yeah. That's solid. We've got another unit of Southron. Well, we don't actually have another unit of Southron Lancers, and there goes the dog going ballistic again. Right. Yeah, we can't really get... we don't really want to charge out there to deal with those archers. Do we? No, I don't think we do. Yeah, they're starting to rout now. Good. We got quite fortunate here, I would say. And we do have some ready-made reinforcements now, so that'll be nice. And with Gondor starting to collapse, this might honestly be one of the last, like, real bits of resistance we see from them. It's going to be more Dol Amroth that I'm actually a bit more concerned about now, with GIMILKHAD being besieged as he is. Yeah, they're all starting to rout now. This army probably won't be destroyed because we don't have anything to chase it down with now. But, nothing to be done about that, I suppose. Yeah. Not having access to one of those very beefy generals definitely hurt them there, because they charged right into the pikes. I do like having these some entry-level, lower-tier pikes. I'm sure the Ar-Pharazôn's faithful will be orders of magnitude more effective, but it is nice having a lower-tier one as well, so that you don't have to wait until you can afford the big boys. You... Okay. We will go out the settlement with these guys now. I think there's still cavalry around, which we have to be a little bit careful of. But... yeah, there they go, look. They probably will still win that fight though, if we're being honest. Hey Llama Boy, how are you doing? It's been a semi-hectic week for me so far, but it's been okay. Right, let's see if we can't get you actually a unit we can use more freely. We want some AP outside the walls as well. How are we still taking absolutely tons of damage from Archer Militia? Jump on them, would you? Get some pikes outside here as well. In fact, yeah, we'll get both units of pikes out here because they will be enough to... Look at all of this that's come back now. Disgusting. Raiders. Hello, Logini. Right. Yeah, that's going to be bad for them, to be honest, but hopefully that's enough to kill them off at least. This is actually going to be more painful than I wanted, but such is the nature of things. What happened to them? Oh, they're actually still fairly high in number. I thought they all died for a second then. I was like, that's a little bit... I was expecting a little bit more than instant death, but turns out I was right too. Let's get the Narduzagar out there as well. We could really do with retraining them. They've got good chevrons at this point. Yeah, pikes are really the key in Medieval 2 in general. Like, they're so good for what they are, which I guess makes sense. Kill that ballista crew. Do we have any other infantry that isn't really doing anything? Yeah, we've got some Rosadan. And they're going. Move in like that. Okay. That could have been much, much worse, because I was expecting a loss there, actually, for quite a lot of that battle. So I can't complain too much in the end. Hastenation, loved the Silmarillion replay. Yeah, that was a really fun one to be a part of, actually. The Fingolfin one. There's actually a similar one coming up next Monday. I wasn't in that one personally, but it's the same kind of setup, only on a different map, and with Feanor defending against a similar sort of composition. which was a lot of fun. Those Lamedons seem to have more morale as well than your average grunts. Yeah, let's just chase everything down that we possibly can. We don't have any cavalry left with which to do this anymore, but that really can't be helped. Try and shoot them. Yeah, why not? They're not getting away. Well, I mean, this is going to be an incredibly battered army when all is said and done. I don't know about GIMILKHAD though. I think GIMILKHAD has got a better army overall though, and he does have a ballista. I mean, it really does depend on how the enemy want to handle it. And also what kind of settlement it is that we're actually dealing with when it comes to Methrist. Hopefully it's a good defensible one. Otherwise we could be in a bit of trouble. If it's got ballistas on the towers, then I'm feeling extremely confident, to be honest, but who knows. Yeah, there we go, look. And they're still doing their thing. Okay. Yeah, we'll continue. Don't think any of those Lamedon are going to escape, to be honest. Do they fight to the last man? I guess it doesn't matter, they weren't getting out anyway, so I guess if they did break, it would have to be fighting to the death regardless. Just want as many of these Gondorians dead as possible so they can't attack again. And that is going to be that. Territorial guardsmen getting chased. Well then. But again, this isn't the problem. Killing that Dol Amroth Doomstack, well, another battle victory essentially means that we're back in calm waters, so to speak. But it hasn't been the easiest start. It's amazing how quickly things can go from being, you know, you're doing okay, to all of a sudden things look a little bit sketchy. Still, Gondor are going to pay the ultimate price, really, for bringing this many units down to try and deal with me. Because Mordor are starting to eat them alive, and as soon as they lose that front line of Caer Andros and Osgiliath, they tend to fall apart immediately, so... Hopefully they don't bring their Doomstacks down here, though. That would be the ultimate... That would really just add insult to injury. Mordor are the ones taking their heartland, and they're still like, you know what? We're going to go after the Ar-Adunaim. They're the real threat here. Come on, you can catch that guy. They seem to be moving at exactly the same speed. Well, he's going to get to the red line, I think. Don't think my dudes are capable of catching him anymore because they're exhausted. So they're not quite quick enough. Hello, Raphael. Good to see you. I thought they got him for a second then. Okay, 400 losses, but not the worst thing in the world. So now the question is how to deal with Dol Amroth. We have ready-made reinforcements now for Lynn here. Mordor are going to be big and scary as well because they can take all of Gondor's most important settlements, whereas we have to sort of feed on the scraps. No, they're dying. They could send another army down here, I suppose. A suitable husband. Sure. Alkfood besieged. So Enedwaith were actually really strong at one point, and now they're not. That would be a bit of a shame, to be honest, because I was kind of hope. What is this? Ships galore. Right then. Right, well, first things first, let's get this army sorted out again. So you combine... Is there anything else we can combine? Doesn't really look like it. Actually, yes, there is. We can combine these Axemen. How many do we actually have? We've got a lot of units here, so we want the Ar-Adunaim in there, definitely. The Halberdiers will be marvellous for holding the line, and that does mean we actually lose access, though, to our... You know what, you go in there, and then you... Again, look at all this artillery they're pumping out now. That's depleted though. There's also trash like farmhand pikemen in there. So I don't think we need to... It's going to take 1,000 years to move this way, but it's what has to be done. Combine 30 archers into other. Yes, you're quite right. So we have the opportunity to have another unit in here now. I think probably because they're good enough as infantry as well. So we'll have access to the others too. There's a garrison of absolutely nothing in there. We could hunt that down. That also result probably isn't very favourable for us though, because they've got units that are stronger. Okay. Well, what we're going to do now then is... If I put it on that side though, they're going to... The reinforcements means they can just draw us out of the settlement whenever they so choose. God, the map is so awkward. Right, there we go. So that should be enough to hold Gondor at bay for the time being. This army is... I mean, we should be okay. It looks bad because this is a doom stack of Dol Amroth after all. So this is all units that are actually worthwhile and not all cobbled together garbage. Including the... Well, look at all of that. They've got all of their best cavalry. But... provided they just charge all their cavalry into one place, you would think that the halberds could bring them down. You would hope. Right, what are these? Again, these navies have just arrived, sadly for us, from virtually nothing. Right. Is there actually a road down here? Guess we'll keep moving. And... yeah, that should be sufficient to take that. Now then. What can we do? We don't really want that. There should be something economical that we can build in here, surely. Yeah, there is. Crop rotation. An armory would probably be wise when Harada inevitably try to backstab us, but to be honest, can we get away with... Yes, we can. Surely there's something useful we can build somewhere. Dark Sanctuary? We don't intend to lose this place anymore, so I guess, yeah, we will build that. Units? Nope. Well, we'll hold off on that, because that could be a waste of money. Ports are good. Yeah, ports are good for, yeah, that's a good point. We need to repair that. Although I don't know how useful that's actually going to be if Gondor continuously siege that down. Yeah, it's an awkward situation, it really is. Right, well, we need to continue building up our army down here. So go for one of you. And we'll go for another Ar-Adunaim. Catapult maker, yeah, but how useful is that really? High Palace. It's not going to be that useful until we actually get units that we can recruit turn after turn. And we can't really retrain anything anyway. Maybe the armourer. But we need units, just straight up units elsewhere. We just need money. Okay, well I'll tell you what then. We'll go over here and we will build the next tier of... We will build a port because it'll give us another place where we can build boats. Okay then. Let's see. Hopefully Dol Amroth did me the courtesy of making this castle have ballista towers, because if they did, I think we might be okay. It's going to be tough though. It is going to be tough. GIMILKHAD himself is going to be a good unit for this as well though. I think if we can weather this storm though, we should be able to just sort of sit quite happily. Right, let's have a look. I don't think they are. So we do have towers at least. But they are just standard arrow towers. This fortress is really not bad. Really not bad. So how we choose to set up here is going to be fairly key, I think. So can we, my question would be, deploy up there? No, I think the answer is. That's a real shame. I know that you can on elven settlements deploy on bridges like this, but apparently you cannot here, because then we could have let them come in a little bit and shot into them from the side, which would have been glorious. Unfortunately though as well, we don't have any like high ground that we can use our ballista for, which again is a bit of a shame. GIMILKHAD will have to do some heavy lifting against those. Well, we got a lot of anti-cavalry to be fair. The halberdiers can definitely help with that, and like I'd rather a battle such as this, because then the Dol Amroth cavalry is not going to be quite as useful as it would otherwise be. It's going to be hard though, this, to be brutally honest. I don't know if it's actually all that possible. The ballista I think is going to have a big say on whether it is possible or not, but unfortunately... Right, I wonder if we can... Man, it would be really great if it would actually move where you wanted it to. Right, well they don't have any artillery pieces, so they can't actually destroy the walls. Yeah, I think really the thing that we're going to have to do is do the classic bulk up on the gate, because I imagine that's where they're going to come through. GIMILKHAD will be down here with all the anti-cav. Elsewhere, however, what we will be doing, we will have an Arduzagar there, and we'll have to shoot up onto the walls with our artillery and such, and with our archers. So they're going to, yeah, they're going to come over here as well. Really the hope here is going to be that the AI doesn't really do much good, because it is going to be difficult. Right, so we have this unit here. They are AP to be fair, so they'll do okay, but these Dol Amroth units are not just any old garbage. They could just force their way through the front as well, which is what is slightly concerning. There's another unit of halberdiers which we can have on the front line. You could try to draw them in a bit and fire from the wall. I don't think that would work out too well, to be honest, because if I draw them in, if I let them in, the cavalry is going to be running around all over the fortress, and they'll just rip me apart, because the Dol Amroth cavalry is so tanky that you can't just send a single unit after them to stop them. So I think we're going to have to hold the cavalry at the gate if we're going to have any chance at success, and use our ranged units for the wall. What is this back here? We've got another unit back here that's sort of sequestered away. Oh, another unit of halberds. Well, we've got a lot of halberds, to be fair. An awful lot of halberds. Right, so javelins, etc. You know what? I mean, the Azrazair Marines will be really useful as an infantry unit when all is said and done as well. Right. Hopefully those warriors do their thing. We've got these spears that we could send to the walls if we really need to. But in all likelihood, I think the most likely destination for them is going to be the gate, because they're going to have to hold back this stream of Dol Amroth units. And we want fire ammunition for you. Get into loose as well, actually, because they'll probably try to fire over the walls. Like, they're not perfectly set up for this match, Dol Amroth, because they do have, I think, a bunch of ranged units as well, which, provided we play our cards right, shouldn't have too much of an impact. And the cavalry is scary, but as long as we can hold the gate, it's doable, but it's going to be tricky. Very tricky indeed. Right. Oh, hold on. That was a ballista gear squeaking then. I wonder if these towers do have them. I don't think they do, because I think 100% of the time they have that visual model to them. And where else? Is that it? Halberdiers? Okay. And then you can just sort of sit there in the centre of things. Númenórean Warcry will be useful as well. No, they do have ballista towers. Oh, we might be just fine. Oh, glorious day. I thought they always had to have like the ballistae sticking out of the tower walls for it to be legitimate. But Jesus. Wow, this is actually pretty grisly. Towers from in behind firing as well. My, my, my. Their towers are going to get destroyed as well, which means they are genuinely only going to have one way in, I believe. Yeah, they're trying to fire in like that. Okay, well with that then, I think what we shall do is immediately get these units in here like that. Yeah, the medieval 2 like ballista, and I think level 3, if I'm very much mistaken, was cannon towers, which aren't a part of this mod obviously, but it was absolutely like sickening, like how strong these things actually are. What would be ideal actually is if this tower gets to the wall and they sort of start climbing it and then it gets destroyed, because then most of this unit will fall by the wayside. Actually, interestingly enough, we can actually get a good look at what the differences are in... Yeah, you can see the upgraded model next to the regular model in here. Sort of the crest of Unbar is on some of them. This unit I think needs to be a little bit more like so, as does this one. This is why I always try to auto-resolve battles with ballista towers on, because you can have an absolutely disgusting advantage and still get dunked on. Was he on the attack though, Cafalafor? Because I actually noticed he started an Ar-Adunaim campaign very recently, and his plan was to start in Tolfalas, Methrust, and that area to be his heartland. If he was attacking the settlement, then yes, that would be really horrifying to watch. If that ram gets destroyed as well, man, would that be. There we go. I mean, we could just sit here and let the ballistas do most of the work. Beautiful scenes of glorious emotion happening here. Well, I guess this means that we can safely get you down off the wall and get you ready to move in. The closer they get to the wall, the less likely it's going to be that that's actually... The rams are also much tougher, I think. Yeah, look at that.
The enemy are battering down the gates.
There we go. Now, you know what? You get over here. I think that archer support is going to be sufficient. You know what? Even if it's not, let's just get the Ar-Adunaim ready to move in here as well. Yeah, that ram's going to be just fine, but god damn. How is casualty percentage looking? 2 to 4. They've gotten a few kills by shooting their arrows over the wall, but that should shoot up when they move over here. All we need to do is hold the line here, really. And actually, we could get up onto the walls over here, actually. And the Rosedans are not the most damaging unit in the world, though. Right. Can we hit that cavalry unit that's in behind? Not quite. Okay. Then let's just bide our time and wait. You actually get over here, because they could start forcing their way through. Yeah, they're going to get... okay, now we can start firing in with them. We are the King's men. Yep, they're all on guard mode. We still have the ballistae coming in from behind. We have the Marines who are getting shot. Yeah, look at this though. It's... the Dol Amroth cavalry really is just a sickening sight. The fact that it can just barge through halberds. Yeah, we need. We're going to need more units over here. There's no need to worry about that side, to be honest. In fact, to be honest, I mean, we can probably start thinking about getting our bowmen elsewhere as well. Yeah, just throw their javies in. Anyway. There goes another one. One of the Royal Swan Guard is through, but you would sincerely hope that... they do have pikes. Right. Can we fire in there? Defeat is almost a certainty. Can we actually get up here? No. That's a real shame. That would be such a useful position to shoot from. Oh well. You can go over here now. Right, you, I think we need you to stay. Coastal Wardens. Yeah. We'll get you to stay. Yeah, I don't like the fact that Dol Amroth cavalry can do... They're taking massive punishment, to be fair, but... even the Royal Swan Guard are shaken. Their general should be in there, then. Yes. Okay. What are you doing? No. Guard mode, and there. Yeah, it's a lot of good damage, though. Still says defeat is a distinct possibility, which is a little bit concerning.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
This guy just running around behind enemy lines. Coastal Wardens probably not helping matters. One more jab from them. They're not the Seaward Footmen. Where are the Coastal Wardens? A lot of their units are still just sort of hanging around there. Oh, I see, because the ladders are being destroyed. Yes, of course. Right then. Yeah, they're starting to force their way through over here, aren't they? Okay, well with that in mind, we might need to get some of our Rosedans into melee. That's a little bit of a problem, but... as long as we can just keep the line solid and don't allow the cavalry to just have their way with us. Yeah, we need some melee action. Hey Ricky, how things are going so far is debatable. Hopefully this ladder stays alive, actually, because if they go in one by one like this, the Azra Zaire should be looking pretty fine indeed. Yeah, can we shoot into them? If their general dies, it's all over for them. Where is their general? We might be doing a little bit more harm than good with a whole bunch of archers, to be fair. There we go. That's a good chunk of routing there. Right. It's not ideal to be trying to blob and kill knights like that, but yeah, that's okay. They've still got a whole bunch more cavalry back there, which is a little bit concerning. Yeah, I can't save the ballista though. If I pull units off the front line, mate, it's going to fall apart, and that means we lose. A ballista is replaceable. The king is not. As much as I would... Well, is this the general? I don't think it is. I mean, it's not the general model. Let's see if we can just shoot at him point blank. Because there's only one of him, so this is the guy that they're going to be targeting. Okay, so he's like the Terminator. He's just going to tank that like it was nothing. Right. Now we need to reorganize our line a little bit. Right, you actually go back and deal with him. We're wasting ammunition. Wasting ammunition a lot. Shall we indeed? Rosadan Footman. Yeah, that was painful, but not absolutely horrendous. Right, we lost the ballista, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. There's more important things to be worrying about than a single ballista, guys. Really. Like, we'll be damn lucky if we win the battle. The preservation of one unit is not big on my list of priorities. Wondering if the better play wouldn't be to go to Lindheer earlier. Lindheer is not what would have triggered the Doomstack. Taking this place was. If they really want to just sit here and just continuously take ballista bolts, then we will be fine. In fact, that might be the only way we end up being fine, to be honest. But you know what? God, the Royal Swan Knights are such a ridiculous unit. Like, you can literally just plough polearm units into them and it does nothing. Anyway. Okay, the ladders are now destroyed, so we can actually get these boys down here now, ready to reinforce as well. Did he finally die? Okay, finally, after killing off scores of men. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be okay. I think. They're going to come out down here? That would be ideal, actually. Means that we can plug that hole that's kind of appearing with some axes. Right, can we... Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move you over here, I think. So you can start firing into other things. There we go, another nice spot of routing. Okay, good. Recent experience keeping some anti-armor troops off guard. Well, we don't have many anti-armor. Well, I guess the halberdiers, but the halberdiers we really want on guard mode. Otherwise, like, polearms have a... Defensive units in general have a tendency to just sort of push forwards. And it's really annoying because that's not what you want units like that to do at all under most circumstances. What are they doing? Oh, there's just one dude up here. Some of the axemen are here as well.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Does it indeed? I'm still worried about that cavalry, to be honest, because they could still just charge right on in here. At this stage. Yeah, just shoot at the pikes.
Show us.
Well, it's exciting, if nothing else. You firing? You gonna wake up anytime soon, boys? Could really do with some arrows over there. Who is fighting you in melee? Like, which one unit model is still stuck over here? Okay. Royal Guard is still doing okay. Rothian archers, you know that things are getting a little bit desperate when such units are being used. Right, can we shoot at something useful, please? You know, it's probably just better all around if I get them off here and just put them over there, because it's clearly not progressing as intended. Don't know what the friendly fire situation is like here, but I can't afford to be too choosy, I suppose. Excellent. The only thing that I'm worried about now is that cavalry coming forward and smashing us up, which could certainly happen. Dol Amroth could also send another force down here to try and take this now, which is why I need reinforcements. It's almost like an enforced break in expansion, I suppose, which is probably a good thing, because Gondor are going to be probably sending more to Lynn here. And there they go. Amrothian pikemen. Right, we don't want you too far forwards. We want a little bit of room to breathe so that we can have Abrazanim Narduzagar. Okay. Yeah, those bolts are going to do the job here. Also, they're just charging right in. Not what you want to be doing with pikes, getting them up close and personal. Yeah, I think the thing is, like most modern Total War games, like I haven't played. What are you doing? I haven't played Medieval 2 in quite a while before I started doing these. Medieval 2 is a game that is slower paced in pretty much every aspect compared to a lot of more modern Total Wars. In modern Total Wars, you're in many ways encouraged to move quite quickly, and that's the mindset that I've been in for a while. And it didn't help with Lorien, certainly. And it hasn't helped here either. Right, let's just fire in a couple of volleys. Okay, let's not fire in a couple of volleys, actually. Yeah, they're not coming back now, I don't think. You're going to send forward your cavalry now? No, they are intent on just throwing everything else at us first. Where is their general then? Because their general was a small unit. Did he die? Oh, he did. He died ages ago. It just didn't give him the little movie. It decided he wasn't even worth that. How embarrassing. That's a rather echoey voice. Hello, Lord Elisar. Another problem that you have with the Ar-Adunaim is the fact that no one shares your culture group, so there's nowhere you can expand to which is going to allow you to settle quickly. Regardless of how you choose to approach things, like eventually you're going to run into the culture speed bump. I have to say, in spite of the fact that their stats are maybe not as amazing as other units, the Abrazanim Narduzagar have performed consistently pretty well. Yeah. With these ballista towers, as long as we can keep a decent stack in here, I feel just fine about dealing with Dol Amroth. Cavalry is the thing they have, which is scary. And GIMILKHADS is here to do the business there. Don't know if we can hit those Seaward Lancers. But yeah, if you're going to take a settlement like this, it's really sort of non-negotiable, I guess, that you need to have a catapult or a ballista to bring the towers down first. Otherwise, this is what happens. And it's also why I've made a habit of auto-resolving siege battles where I can. I am a little bit worried about that cavalry though still, because our infantry at this point is very weak. I don't think they can really win this battle at this point. But I've seen stranger things happen. And we don't want GIMILKHADS in the firing line really. Okay, there we go. The Gondor infantry returned, did it? Probably not for very long. I think the Seaward Lancers are the slightly weaker unit, aren't they? Look at these boys. Mace Cavalry. That's pretty cool. If you don't invest in better troops, you are screwed. Militia Hoplites. Are you talking about Rome or something, or are you talking about this campaign here? Because I'm aware that I need to get better units, but I'm training them in Umbar as we speak. Okay. Yeah, they can probably force their way through here without too many issues, to be honest. But, another volley from the archers, getting a bit of friendly fire there, which is unfortunate. I mean, these aren't Royal Swan Knights to be fair, so they will go down a little bit more easily. And I think that's actually what's happening right now. The Gondor militia are routing anyway. The Knights of Tirithea are probably the biggest concern. Yeah, look, they're shaken. Okay. Well, they're going to rout then. Regardless of what they do at this point, they can't really kill GIMILKHADS, so... Well, they can't really kill his units. I'm sure they could give a good go at actually killing my general. What is going on here then? Yeah, they're forcing their way through. They should probably have done this sooner, honestly. But, okay. Well, we will continue, I think, because we need to kill off a few more of them, if we can help it. But let's see. And yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, that was a battle I would never have won without the ballistas. Certainly not. Actually, let's yeah, shoot them. As many kills as we can manage. Want as few of these coming back as humanly possible. Whew, that was chastening. But yeah, what we really need, to be honest, is just a healthy amount of Rosadan footmen and halberdiers to hold the line. And to be honest, this fortress will probably never fall. As basic as they may be, they are exactly what is called for. There's a lot of dead cavalry though, and to be fair, that is an army that's kind of one and done. Like, their general is dead. They will probably have a couple of units still left, and hopefully with GIMILKHAD being like a really good general, most of those casualties heal. Because a regular Dol Amroth army, like not a Doomstack, isn't going to be enough to take a settlement like that. Yeah, they'll have a couple of units left, but not too much. Enough to where if we fought that battle again against the same army, we could hold out. And by the time Dol Amroth scrape together another force... Yeah, but we'll get casualties healed. So I know our army's battered, but we'll get... Yeah, see, like, we only lost... Clearly we lost more than half of our army in the actual battle. But, you know, we lost under half of our men. Whereas they lost more or less their whole army. Naran Ar Guard doing very nicely. But again, a lot of the actual killing, I think, was done by the towers. Which is good. We never got a chance to use our ballista, of course, but that doesn't really matter too much. I wasn't really overly concerned about that. But I think a fortunate victory, to be fair. I don't think that you can argue too much with the fact that that was a fortunate thing. I'm kind of tempted to send those reinforcements we've got waiting on the bridge outside Lynn here, some of them anyway, down towards GIMILKHAD, because there's no guarantee we can get a quick bunch of like reinforcements by sea because of all of the enemy navies. No, we're executing them. Oh, their whole army died. That was a pretty decent Dol Amroth army, but not the Doomstack of that. So yeah, the Doomstack's gone. How exciting. We don't want to go towards Dol Amroth though. As much as it looks open, I think we don't want to bite off more than we can chew here. We've already, like, it's already been risky what we've done at this point. And that has been what's scuppered my hopes in the past. I don't think Gondor should have enough to take Lynn here either. With the reinforcements there, they probably won't even try. I'm surprised Isengard are still alive, actually. Like, that does surprise me. They were very much on their last legs. With Rohan circling like a vulture. At least it shows that Rohan can do well against Isengard, I suppose. It's just a shame they didn't do it in the last campaign. Bride presented, sure. Osgiliath is under attack, so Gondor is really struggling. So Enedwaith were doing so well, and now they're dying. That's kind of a shame, to be honest. Repair complete to Lynn here. What is this? We've got Gondorian armies at the gates, but none of them are particularly impressive, so we shall just hold our ground quite happily. Still a lot of navies running around. What is this? Can we build more ships yet? No is the solid answer to that. Maybe more crossbows would be okay. And I think we'll go for more Rosadan. But first, what I want to do is keep going this way. And you continue to head down this way. Hopefully there's a way to actually cross the rivers over here. I think there should be. Anyway, that will continue as it does. We've actually got quite a lot of money now, which is good. Right, do we have... What is this? Is this a... No, they've got two. So we shall not be able to be victorious there. Yes, and yes. Can we build anything that's good for the economy here? We could. crop rotation. Roads. I think we will go for roads actually, because we are going to need rapid transit. What is this? They've got units, but there's nothing really they can do with them. And yeah, we should have actually built something here, shouldn't we? Technically. Dol Amroth don't look like they want to come down here though, which is... Okay. Well, I mean, the army is not looking that healthy, but GIMILKHAD, of course, has got that respawning unit. Those respawning units going for him. Insufficient funds. Yeah, we definitely need to be building more ships, but we'll save the game there because that was a very important battle for us. And all we can really do at this point is just be reactive and hope that they don't attack Methras while it's that weak.
We must make a stand. We are besieged.
I'm not too worried about that, to be honest, because they failed so many times. In those armies are small as well. They might have some Royal Swan Knights there, but not that worried about it, to be honest. Maybe I should be though, because I don't think we have any anti-cavalry there anymore. I forgot to move my agents. Damn it. It is a balancing act. Methras was definitely a good place to take though, because of, you know, Dol Amroth have developed it nicely. They really do love building those boats, don't they? That's the benefit, I guess, of having a whole bunch of ports at your disposal. What's going on over here? Minas Tirith has been reached. Hopefully one day we can claim that for our very own. That's a little bit of a concern. I think they're sending those to the front line though. I don't... that's a little bit of a worry. This army's okay now though, really. We've got the quality now that I wanted in there. We've got some Ar-Adunaim. Having a realm that's as stretched as this is part of the problem. Wouldn't you indeed? We'll see about that. Right, so we can build some Gondorian units at last that have the Ar-Adunaim crests on them. Another ship and some territorial guardsmen. And that'll do. Over here, meanwhile, we definitely need an armory. As much as I would like the conscription camp, that will have to wait. What about the garrison troops, Kobe? Oh no, we do have some anti-cavalry technically. We've got the Marines. Javelins are good versus cav. And we've got a decent amount of ranged as well. Those are good units though, not bad. We have the Southron Warband. Yeah, it's a bit concerning, but there's nothing we can do really. We've been really forced into a corner fairly constantly. This is a wasteland down here. These units are not really... I want to transition them onto the water, but they just suddenly pulled all these ships out from seemingly nowhere. Okay. Is there anything else we can build? Anything useful? Perhaps so. Yeah, we're going to continue to build up an army down here that we can move off later. We don't really need another general because we've got a bunch in the family tree. We'll go for a unit of Rosadan. Right, let's see what they do. Okay, so they're going to attack. It's an even fight. I mean, we have a lot more numbers, but they do have the edge in terms of quality. But positionally, this battle is really ours to win. Javelin boys are going to have to go after the cav. And here we are again. Toll for Lass. at dusk, no less. This has been a happy... Oh no, we do have... Yeah, that's probably what Kobe was talking about. The chat goes by pretty quickly, so I can't actually... It only lets me see the most recent 2 messages, and then it gets rid of everything. So yeah, we do have anti-cavalry, so we should be just fine. And our archers are not brilliant, but I mean they do have the armor upgrades. They're still not amazing, but put you there. GIMILKHADS, who has had... This has been a very happy hunting ground for him. And the rest should all be... Oh no, there is another unit of archers as well. So we're going to be able to shower them with projectiles. And yes. Right then. They also start a long way off. We may not have towers on this map, but the choke point is honestly just as good. Yeah, we don't have like the anti-cavalry to be able to bank up in the V shape that I like, but this will have to be how we approach this. And then GIMILKHADS, we can move you in just in behind. Right, so we should be okay, I think. They've got... Yeah, I mean they have their cavalry, which is always a concern, but they've got some archers as well, which is not brilliant, especially with the Nimrod Elves, but numbers-wise, I think it's going to be okay. I'd be surprised if we lost this when we ended up... Oh my god, they're so slow at moving in formation. It's going to be interesting. A lot of very low quality projectiles. Yeah, and the javelins were there as well. I really don't know why the AI is programmed to be this way. Like, even for the time, like, you would imagine that they should be like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't just like charge headlong into every enemy front line we see, but I don't know. Hey Sard, nice to see you. Royal Swans. Right, push in a little bit more. Yeah, they're unshielded, so it's probably for the best that that is the unit that we choose to go after here. Can we throw javelins at them, please? Finish them off quickly before you end up getting slaughtered. There we go. That's what I like to see. Most of them bounced off without doing any more... Yeah, well, they're like the lowest quality arch, one of the lowest quality archers in the entire game. So you can't complain too much when they don't do boatloads of damage. Yeah, go after the Amarothian archers, because anything that you hit... They're getting kills on the regular units at least. The javelins are actually getting more kills, I think, on the guardsmen that are near the knights than anything else. Kind of there is like... I wish you could go here, but there is some odd pathfinding things around the edge of this bridge. That's a problem. Nimrod El Mariners are pretty damaging. We'll move GIMILKHADS in now. That's going quite well actually, because we have so many archers that we're actually doing quite well for ourselves there. We also want you in guard mode. Is there any way that we can get close enough with our archers? Of course, this always happens. How is it that Royal Swan Guard can just like mulch through spears without seemingly taking damage at all? Oh, that's insanity. Okay. Well, we're going to have to pull the Marines off the front line because they're probably going to try and take the TC. Yeah, there it is. Well, their infantry should perish, you would think. Now is not the time for moving slowly, Marines. Can you actually hit them? You can. Marvellous. We'll actually go up with a couple of you.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
I certainly hope so. Haven Guard are pretty tasty in a melee fight there. Right. Let's just get you into position here.
Our foe has lost control of the castle.
And go after them. This garrison will respawn. It's interesting how Dol Amroth is still trying to retake Tol Falas. There we go. That should be the end of their infantry force. Dol Amroth certainly don't ride to war on ponies. There are probably modern battle tanks that are less resilient than Dol Amroth's armoured horses. No, what are you doing? Any excuse to get into melee with these boys it is. It's not ideal to have our Marines do this job, to be honest, but you know, needs must.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Good. Routing is going to be our best friend here, I think. Again, these Azra Zaire are also... Well, we won't even need to be building Azra Zaire on this island much longer. We've got the Gondor. The reinforcement captain is the one that died, yeah, but that was still a fairly decent chunk of the troops, including spears on the front line and the Nimrodels back there. Right. Maybe if we put them... Is there a way? Can it be done? Not really. We are still firing into units over here. Those Mariners are a bit of a problem, but it's not too bad. Can we hit them? Yeah, sure. The Marines are decent in melee, which is kind of what I'm betting on here to try and do some damage. A few of them have fallen, but Jesus, like, they're such an awkward unit to bring down. I know that I'm sending a whole load of ill-disciplined pirates at them, but there's still more of them in there. Their infantry is getting ground down, though. Having that Ardenium Armsmen unit in there is working wonders, you have to say. They're going back over there.
Our enemy, our foe, has lost control of the castle.
Yeah, sure, just shoot them. I hate having the unit split up like this because it's impossible to give an attack order on them without them doing something remarkably foolish.
The enemy is no longer in command of the castle.
Right, you go up there. Just throwing low tier archers underneath the hooves of cavalry seems like something Mordor should be doing, really, but go further forwards. And you do so as well.
Our foe has taken control. The enemy is no longer in command of the castle.
They're just going to be able to pull out of any attack that I... Okay. Still... Oh no, you can hit them. Good. Slow progress, which I think is going to be the name of the game for the time being in this campaign. I think Methrist is going to be the last, like, truly aggressive action we take for a little while. Probably not going to do a ton of damage to these Nimrodel Mariners either. They look like genuinely professional units. Next to our ramshackle pirates with very simple bows. Okay, one of those swans did fall. Okay, get into them. I'm amazed we still have some of them left, actually. They're out of ammunition. So that, you know what that means? You're going up to over here to help these guys out. It did give the balance of power in their favour, to be fair, so can't complain too much about taking horrid losses. This would be a cool unit to have as a general's bodyguard, to be honest. Okay, and that's all she wrote when it comes to... I would take off guard mode at this point. Yeah, you're probably right, because the cavalry is no longer... Go after the havens. Right, you get in there. Yeah, you get up there and you charge in there. And that's pretty much that. We still haven't lost a single Ardenium Armsmen, to be fair. So I don't know whether that's just because they're not on the front line. I mean, some of them are. It's probably why also it's been such slow going, killing off these Dolam Rothians. There's the enemy general. He's probably got an ungodly amount of health still, even though his face is caked in blood. Yeah, Gimilkhad's is definitely... this is like his town now. Still hasn't done anything to repair the buildings though. I like playing the single player campaigns because I can have stuff like the reflections active without fear of it crashing like it does often in multiplayer games. Okay, yeah, as soon as these cavalry units are gone we can turn around with full force. And go down here. We have actually lost an armsman now.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
I do like the colour contrast between Dol Amroth and the Ar-Adunaim. One is like silver and light blue and the other being sort of like dark red, black with like gold trim. They offset one another really directly, really. Part of the problem is it's mostly the bloody archers that are actually seemingly doing most of the melee damage here. We need to get these marines in. They at least do have a bit of bite in melee, unlike the Azrazair archers, who are obviously almost worthless. Move the general units to the front line. I mean, I kind of have. It's just that he's pushing. If I drag across, they'll probably end up rubbing against the other infantry unit ineffectively. Most of the units fighting there now are Ardenium Armsmen, so I'm happy enough with that. I don't want to move stuff around because Medieval 2's pathfinding will make them walk around in circles for a bit, all the while they're getting hit by unit. Marines are... oh yeah, they are on guard mode. That's not what we need. This has been pretty typical as far as a battle goes. I'm taking your word for this, Sin. If it ends up killing Gimilkhad, I'll never listen to you about anything again. I know what Medieval 2's like. He's our Haven Guard as well. Right, okay, it's just the general now. I think, to be honest, with that, we can probably get away with pulling away you, to be honest. To the front line. There he goes. That should be the end. That should make this infantry force break. Well, they're panicking, if nothing else. Right, go after them. You go after them. You get out of formation and also go after them. You continue to fight there. Okay. There we go. A horde of pirates. They're not routing, to give them their credit, the Nimrodel Marines. They're fighting on bravely. Really good unit model as well. We'll just end the battle there, to be honest. Yeah, those armies will be gone. So that's another decent victory there. Southrons, who have been, ironically, one of my better classes of unit, I think, so far in the campaign. Just need a nice naval doom stack, I think. And then I would have no problems whatsoever, because I can just transport units around however I please. Right, you're dying. Where are you going now? Ah, you want to go to Tolfalas, don't you? I don't know why they want Tolfalas so badly. Methrast, I guess if they attacked Methrast, an army like that would probably just be made mincemeat of by the ballistas. But you'd imagine the AI would want to take Methrast back, because it's not only a better settlement to defend, but it's also economically far more important. Maybe they just want to use their navies. I don't know how the AI really thinks in DAC. That's a little bit concerning though, because that is an army that, whatever it is probably going to be able to defeat whatever we have. We just need a nice big fleet. Be interesting to see what Gondor do as well. Will they attack Lynn here? God, look at how many boats they've got. Like their armies are. Their lands are being ravaged by Mordor, and yet they're still able to do like this nonsense. Moria reached. Has it? Venice Druidin assaulted. How has Moria been reached? I would like to have reached it. I want my merchant boy to go over there and do his thing. Callan had. Right. Is there a way? There is a way through over here somewhere, isn't there? Is it there? I think that might be it. But I'm actually quite interested to see what's going on down here with Gondor, so I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go the long way around just to get a bit of map control, or map sight. What is this nonsense? Are we going to have to build... Well, we're going to have to build more units, I think, regardless. We'll go for a unit of them because they're cheap and available. We'll go for a unit of... Well, we'll keep it at that for the moment. How's the war with the Haradrim going? There is no war with the Haradrim. We're allies now. And thank God for that, because otherwise we would quite literally be paralysed if we had to fight the Haradrim as well. Right, it's over here somewhere, isn't it? The town. Where is Ar-Adunaim?
By your command.
Right. Oh, hold on a second. I will be right back. Just need to take care of something. Okay, apologies for that. They've even got navies down here made of several ships. How is such a thing even possible, you might ask? Right, we've got a big army over here which at this point is kind of gathering dust. The hope is that I could reinforce Mithrast with this. What's going on here? We've got Gondorian armies which are... I mean, I think we can probably get away with... What sort of army is this? Lots of ballistae, but also lots of low tier units. Trash, basically. So we're going to go this way. These units over here will go and reinforce GIMILKHAD, and we'll take these forts along the way as well, just to give Dol Amroth something. It might buy us a turn or something at some stage. Okay. Elsewhere, I think that's all we can really do for the moment, isn't it? Well, I mean, we really need to build stuff. Tolfalas, is there anything we can actually build? I mean, roads are kind of useless on Tolfalas, gotta be honest. Barracks of True Sons. This allows us to make Gondor infantry. That's like the that gets rid of the negative impacts of the conscription camp, which is very tempting, I have to say. And we will do that actually, because this is going to become a little bit of a recruitment hub for us, I think. I think it makes more sense actually to be recruiting more and more units there than way down here, where they're no use to anyone really. And just need economy buildings now, really. That'll do. That's a cheap economy building as well. That's almost done. Is there anything we can build in Merlond? We're already building roads. Baradhan, perhaps? That's technically an economy building, but it will tank public order here to the point where it's really not worth our while. Yeah, we'll go with that as well. Okay. We'll save it there, and I guess past the turn I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to happen with this army here. What if I could? But Gondor's navy, it's not even Dol Amroth's navies really at this point. It's, yeah, they're going to cross, aren't they? A general as well. Okay. Better port in Umbar. Yeah, that would economy, and that would also mean that we could build black ships down there, which would be pretty marvellous. Because we need more of those. Just need a bigger navy in general. As soon as we have like a big doomstack of a navy, we can clear out the nonsense which is going on around Tol Falas. I am actually hoping that Mordor do push into Gondor's heartland at this point, because if they do that, Gondor, even if they decide to keep sending stuff down here, they'll crumble. And then we can expand further along the coast and we can take Western Gondor, which is not as valuable, but here we go. An army that came from nowhere.
We stand vigilant as the enemy surrounds us.
How is this like? How are they able to spare this many men? Moria. I really don't understand. It's absolutely perplexing. Right, well, at this point they have they've signed their own death warrant now, haven't they? And I don't... How do I not have... It beggars belief, it really does. How is that not in reinforcement range? I'm sorry, you cannot get them any closer. And they're like, don't know about that. Right. That is not a brilliant army, to be honest, and I am going to go over here. Right, before we do anything, let's just... How is your culture in Tol Falas? I don't know, it should be okay by this point. That's not right. Yeah, we are the dominant culture, but only just. Right, there's a few things we need to do this turn, and... So this... You go up here. So that's good. You're there like that. I actually think, to be honest with you, we can probably get away with moving a few things. So it's over here, I believe, isn't it? There it is. Oh, it's a Harad territory now. Bloody hell. So this was a complete waste of time. Well, wasn't that fun. Right then. That is a town, so I mean, I guess you're not completely wasted if we send you that way. Don't you just love it? You spend... In-game, that's the equivalent of like 3 years we spent getting over there, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, it's actually a Harad town. Right. It wasn't that important anyway, because I would have had to spend a fair amount of money developing it regardless. Right. Okay, yes. Now then. Let's see what we can do here. There's a lot of Dol Amroth ships there, so... Can we... There's still an army on one of these, isn't there? Damn. What's that? Is that a battle we can win easily? It kind of should be. Can we disembark there? Yes, we can. Okay. It's worth our time. And you go there. Now then, let's get them as close as possible to one another again. Can we move? Yes, we can. Perfect. So we've reinforced there. So now we should... I mean, a lot of that was trash. Like, it was entirely trash, really. Southron Riders and all Azra Zaire, but it gives us the numbers we need to defend Ballista Castle without too many issues moving forward. Eventually, we may very well be going back to war with the Haradrim anyway. Hopefully this isn't causing our relationship with them to tank, because we are allies, so we should be able to pass through each other's territory without negative consequences. Right. We need another boat, and then I'll feel more comfortable moving forth. Yeah, we need that. We need a ship, right? Right. Move my agents as well while I remember.
My lord, as you wish.
Enid Wythe, you're down here. How about trade? And I'll give you some map information. How about that?
This seems quite reasonable.
Good.
Another promise, an honor and a pleasure. Farewell without.
Mission
I
success.
shall continue tomorrow.
I've been rewarded with money. And where be the merchant? There you are.
Circuits. On my way.
Just kill the Ar-Adunaim. I'm not going to do that, Angel. That's the worst idea I could do at the moment. Declare war on Harad as well as like all the things that are going on up here. That would be an absolutely shocking idea. Really, really not good at all. I can't just pick a fight with everyone and expect it to go well. Right. Can we? No, we need to move out that way. Okay, well, yeah, you know what? I feel better about attacking them now, because if I don't, then they're going to get more armies across here. Okay. So let's sally out, and we'll fight this one manually. The whole the reason this campaign hasn't really gone as smoothly as an Ar-Adunaim campaign can normally go is because the Ar-Adunaim attacked me as well. Right, so chances are they will probably try to pull back from this, I would imagine. But we want to go after them as quickly as we are able to here, because the reinforcements will take a little while to arrive. So yeah, I want to fight Sauron, Angel. At the start of the campaign I said the two factions that I want to fight mainly will be Gondor and Mordor, although circumstance may mean that we can't do that, because if we push into Western Gondor and then Enid Wythe and Rohan decide we're going to declare war on you as well, it'll turn into a case of if we want to fight Mordor it'll be a paint the map campaign, and they take ages and they get quite tedious and are quite boring to watch by the end. So it kind of depends on what Enid Wythe and Rohan do. Hopefully when Gondor's under new management they'll be like, well, you know what, we can accept this.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Right. You go there. We just need to charge out reasonably quickly. Halberds, probably better on the front line actually. Pikes, go over there and run while you do so. Because like the whole point of the Ar-Adunaim is they know that Sauron betrayed the Black Númenóreans, so they shouldn't really. It's not like the classic take on Umbar where they're all for Sauron. Instead, they are very much against him. At least that's how I think they were intended to be created, based on Arakia's words. Oh, this is perfect. I was worried they would actually turn around, but we're going to be able to catch their catapult, which is the main concern. There isn't really even any. We have the terrain advantage if they go back there, so it's actually even better for us than it would otherwise have been. I do like the Baruthials watch as a unit, just in terms of their style. They remind me a little bit of the Wardens of the North, actually, in terms of stylistically anyway, with their swords on their back and their sort of slightly bulkier look than most rangers. Like, they've got a crossbow, but... Right. Yeah, you go after them as well, actually. To be honest, what have they actually got over here? A ballista, okay. That is something to be concerned about, but we can deal with it. No, wait. We don't want fire at will. Rosadan. They're going to turn around now? I think they are. Okay. So with that, we need you on the front. We definitely need you. You're taking your time getting here as well. That should be enough. Okay, and let's send you out to the flank actually, as well as the other crossbows, who I think are still back in the town centre. They're going to get a shot off, I know they are. That's how the AI usually operate. Okay, no they're not. Thank goodness for that. And you. I do like how this campaign has gone though, because it has been at least, there's been a bit of spice involved. Have you thought about which faction you'll play next campaign? I have actually, and I think it's gonna. I was thinking Erebor because I haven't done a dwarven campaign just yet, and Erebor are in a part of the map that I haven't seen as of yet, or haven't played a game in anyway. So it would make a certain amount of sense. Azrazair. What is this? General's bodyguard. Oh, for Christ's sake. Leave. Yeah, can the whole unit please move? It's not really a suggestion. Right. Right, you over there, you lot over there like so. Ar-Adunaim, eh? Yeah, you need to get in there. Lebanon Marines. Okay, keep an eye on them as they move in, but shouldn't be too much of a problem at this point. Yeah, there we go. Kill them at once. You get in there as well. Right. Halberds. And you lot. That was a long horn blast. No, they're going to get caught, no matter. As long as the unit slips away, we are just fine. Azrazair. You actually just chase them down, I guess. Hopefully the general isn't one of the ones left behind. No, he isn't. Good. You'd love to see it. Not brilliant in melee though, these guys, I've got to be honest. They're going to get shot point blank by those. Yeah, there we go. Push you that way. And you all... Wait, there's a unit of halberds in there. What are you doing? Bizarre. Anyway. Erebor. Yeah, I know that Erebor probably isn't the most challenging campaign based on what I know of it. But, you know, neither is the Ar-Adunaim technically. Oh, for Christ's sake. Can we, you know, what are they doing? Just charging in here? Having a good time? That's not good. Yeah, go right around the back with you. Yeah, this is probably going to be, yeah, just run away. That halberdier unit that got it lodged into all of my archers is really screwing with all my organisation. Right. You all over there like so. Abrazani Nadu Tariq, good to have them on the front as well. They would be really good against Gondorian stacks. Need to keep you safe. Interesting that they're just continuing to fire while they're getting stabbed in the back without guard mode. Not that I'm complaining too much about that. They don't like the Nadu Baweeb, do they? The slightly Roman aesthetic of... Oof, that guy got grilled. Right. You in there. Yeah, why not? Just all of you. Charge on in. Not the cleanest, but could have gone much worse. And as long as we don't let them just get several stacks to surround this settlement could do with being like increasing to the next rank, to be honest, so that we're not having to deal with like palisades. What the? The artillery crew is defeating my axeman. I think not, and the game corrects itself quickly. Right, now let's get off the fire at will. You go this way. That should be the end. The end of days. And yes. Yeah, finish off that ballista. Don't want them to have any sort of... Still something left alive from the original stack then, is there? It's not them. Is it the general? I guess it must be the general, right? He's probably got... Yeah, there he is, look. The one general. You know what, you get after him as well. Just get after him in melee, why not? You shoot at them as well. Gimilkhad's done pretty well in this campaign as well, actually, I'll say. Maybe not quite to the same extent that Gimil did in that sort of spate of battles on Tol Falas, but he has held on to this town quite adequately, even after we gave it away the first time. There's still this one dude who's running away. There he goes. We can continue. Let's see. We've still got this one unit of Axemen over here, which we should be using slightly more wisely. There we go, look at that. This is probably the last unit that we want to do this to. That went okay. I do prefer the Ar-Adunaim playstyle though, because while Lothlorien you obviously have significantly stronger units across all the tiers, you are encouraged to sort of use your archers a little bit more, whereas I quite like the more melee focus that you can employ as the Ar-Adunaim right from the off. Having the thicker armour is nice as well. Only 200 losses, yeah. Exactly what we needed to see. Well, Rohan have certainly done much better against Isengard this time. Evil, though, I think are still probably slightly better because of Ered Luin taking the bargain for the rings. Means that Angmar will probably be victorious over there. No. There can be no peace. Right. Do we have anything that can be combined together? We do. So that's a little bit concerning actually. Not what we wanted to see. But another unit of... Actually we can't even move, so it's kind of a pointless thing. Okay, I think that's all we can do for this turn. So we shall save. Hey Owen. Nice to see you around. Alright. These units, to be honest, I want to send over here because when we do decide to go on the offensive again, it will be against Dol Amroth. Their capital is right there after all. It would not make too much sense to go this way because it's much more difficult to defend those lands. We've already moved all of these units, haven't we? Yes, we have. Is there anything else we can build? Barracks of True Sons? Can we could build a Barracks of True Sons here, couldn't we? Or have we already got that? Nope, there it is. That would... What does that actually give us? Ooh. Yeah, we definitely want that. We can build... I didn't realise we could build Trollman warriors. That's really, really good. That is solid indeed. Okay. How much is left of Dol Amroth? 2 provinces. That's a concern. That's definitely a concern. Right, how do we deal with that? Oh, Dol Amroth. How awkward you are. Depends what that army's made of. If it's made of mostly rubbish, we can probably take it on. If it's not, we probably can't. We're starting to make money as well, which is nice. We were really running the coffers dry for quite a while. Should have probably disembarked that Corsair force to Tol Falas, but if I'd have done that, they probably would have gone for Methrast, so no use crying over spilt milk. Yes, we fought the Doomstack that spawned. Yeah, they spawned and tried to attack Methrast, but because Methrast is one of those settlements that has the ballista towers, it went our way. Flee! There we go. Marvellous. That's a big Gondorian army again. Come on, Mordor, for crying out loud. If they're sending this much down to me, then you should be able to deal with Osgiliath. Speaking of which, Osgiliath is under attack. Lorien prospers. Right, what is this? That is a general. That is... oof, boy. That is a lot of good stuff, actually. Athelian Rangers. I'm actually somewhat tempted to leave Tolfalas based on that. Because I can still escape onto the ships, and then we can... I'm loath to give Dol Amroth Tolfalas back after I've put all of this into defending it, but that's not going to be enough to take that army on. Not even close to enough. Okay, well, first things first, let's get you going this way, you going that way, and you all going this way as well. Oof. Right, we can build... Well, I'd be mad not to build another Ar-Adunaim now that I have this much money. Go for another Halberdier unit as well. Why not? What do we have here? Yeah, we need to... So we can have one more unit in here and still get our garrison force, which is nice. So we'll go for... I mean, those lancers are next to useless, but I think it will be worth our while actually to have some extra Rosedans. This little army though, that's a garrison of absolutely nothing, so let's see if we can. Okay. Well, problem. Well, I think no matter how I look at this, this army is not enough. Not enough to... So I'm going to embark them. Destroy this navy here. And then I'm going to get them over here and garrisoning them in there. Now, what is that? Excellent. Now the good thing about this though is I think... Ooh, what are they? 2 Alcarondas? It's a risk. I'm going to see if we can't... We'll save there. Right, you we're going to send over here. And you, we are going to attack you. There we go. Lost a few ships there, but that is what we needed to happen there. Okay, so Dol Amroth's navies are gone. So we may very well end up losing... Right, you go in there. And you... So we're going to lose Tolfalas, but like this... We can make it so that this army is stuck here now. Which I think is as good as we can make for that situation, because there's no way was that army going to be able to defeat that. The Sarnak Axemen, yeah, like cavalry to push through, infantry better than ours, archers much better than ours. But now what we can do, of course, I think because of how long this has taken, this is probably something I should have done anyway, but we're going to start marching this force up here and then we'll get them into Gimels, or we can retake Tolfalas pretty soon. You still have a... Yeah, that's a good point. We need to halt construction of that immediately, because that's going to be absolutely useless. But yeah. Doubtless, like, the enemy navies will suddenly reveal there's, like, a fleet of 10 Alcarondas galleons right around the corner. There's those there, which is a bit worrying. Right, what can we do? Can we build anything useful? Not really. We don't really need culture increases here because we've held this territory for so long now. No more boats? No boats available for creation? How saddening. Oh, we do actually have a boat available. We'll build that. We may have some here as well. Nope, 3 more turns until we can build that. But an armory is right around the corner. Okay. Not ideal, but could certainly be worse. Right, we're going to keep going up this way.
As you wish.
Because I want to see what Isengard are doing, because they're apparently still alive.
I can't do that, sire.
Can't you? Yeah, Tulfalas isn't even, like, economically it's not really that useful. I was going to use it as a recruitment hub for, like, the upper end Gondor infantry. The only thing that's good about it, I think, is the fact that it has, like, something that upgrades the armour on units, and that's it. But Dol Amroth don't really gain an awful lot. As long as I can stop them from, like, getting that army off that island, we should be okay. Okay. Don't think there's much else I can do. This is still not brilliant. But they should be heading that way, really. You would hope that Mordor are putting enough pressure on them for that to be the case. There's this here. 10 men, enough to sail a whole galleon? Okay. I think that's all we're able to do. But first, there are a few more things we can do for building. Ooh, stronghold. Yes, we will do that. We're getting to the point now where we can start to upgrade our towns and cities. That's still building something. We're not building anything in Barracks, which is a mistake. We need money. Maybe? This is actually a Gondor town, which is kind of interesting. It's a town though, so I don't really want it to be a recruitment hub, so as much as it gives us money, the public order hit probably isn't worth it, because Gimilkhad isn't going to be staying here much longer. I have a small unit and maximum increase the income so they riot, and the enemy has to deal with rebellion. Yeah, but with rebellions, you generally need to have it over the course of 2 turns. So if you have the luxury of planning that out, then it's a good idea, because then independent realms take it. But if I were to leave 1 unit behind, like, this army would just immediately take the town anyway. So it's not really going to net us anything really in the end, unfortunately. Right, we're still building something there. Still building something. Yeah, we're building something practically everywhere at this point. The Dark Shrine. I'm really torn about what to build here. I think we have to go with roads. Takes a long time, but we do need them. They also need to take the fort on that island away as well, so like, they'll be around there for some time. Yeah. Just got to make sure they can't get those units off. It does mean we have to allocate a pretty serious army to retaking it, which is kind of awkward, but as long as we have naval dominance, it's not actually much of a problem, or shouldn't be much of a problem. I've been wrong before though. Let's see what Gondor do for Linhir. Because at this point, actually, that's probably one of my main concerns. Like, the mouth of the Anduin has been a real hotspot for activity. As soon as Dol Amroth are gone and done with, it will actually help quite a lot, because while Gondor are much bigger, at least all of the units are coming from the same place. I don't know how on earth they're still able to do that, to be honest with you. Like, so many of their ships have escaped the Anduin and are just causing trouble. Well, looks like Rune are dying to Dorwinion again. The Steward of Gondor is dead, so Dol Guldur final stand. So Lorien are beating Dol Guldur. Erebor is besieged, so they're actually losing again. Dol Guldur is diminished. And there's rioting in Tol Falas. Osgiliath is lost. Hooray! See, look at this, look. Gondor are coming down here with a full stack of something when Osgiliath, like, they are... Minas Tirith is... The enemy is upon you. And instead you're going, nah, Minas Tirith, we don't really need Minas Tirith. We're going to go for Lynn here instead. Much more important to our cause. Right. Go here. And... Can we combine units? We can. That means we can have all of these boys. What is this? Right. Come along now. Do they win that fight though? That is a damaged black ship. What's this? Trash, potentially? Go this way. Can we please build another boat? God, they take so long to replenish. Yes, you need to keep going this way. You keep going that way. And we're almost out of Harad territory, so hopefully they don't hate me too much. What is occurring up here?
Yes, tomorrow's journey planned out.
Enid Wythe. Right, this is no longer a concern, really. We're building a boat there now, aren't we? No, we're not. We were building a boat here. So, yeah, we probably want to deal with you. Yeah, we'll go after you as well. Why not? That's an easy battle after all. And can we retrain anything? Yeah, we can. Although that... Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? Yes and yes. Maybe a conscription camp here then. Although, is it a castle? Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's go for it then. This campaign seems to progress much faster than the Lorien one. Well, the Lorien one is because we were like... It was backs to the wall very, very quickly. Okay. So there are Dol Amroth vessels. What would be the best thing would be if they embarked their army unable to move their navy, and then I could sink their navy and their army. I don't think that's going to happen though, unfortunately. Do I want more just trash garbage units? Right. So an armory in Methrast. So we can build something else here, which we're already doing. We're building something there. We're building not building anything here actually, which is a mistake. We need to do that immediately. A conscription camp is again super tempting, because at this point we should be able to make that work. So I'm going to do that actually. Going to have a big enough garrison. And that's all we are going to be able to accomplish. But first, of course, we shall move north. Okay, let's see what they do. I forgot to move my merchant. It's a shame. Building up another army there, Dol Amroth, so they're not helpless economy-wise because Dol Amroth itself is such a powerhouse. Mordor though. Mordor. I would rather face Mordor stacks, honestly, than Gondorian ones, because so much of what they're made of is just not really enough. Like the temple units, yes, they're scary for us. They can, I think, best most of what we have. Yeah, I mean, most, like, they had like farmhand pikemen in this army, so it's questionable, really, like, if that army's going to be up to the task. Zimrathon and Zimfrafel, they were made for each other with names like that. Imladris is besieged, but the goblins are already on their last legs, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Right, this way is where we want to go. What is this? Enidwaith armies.
Yes, stopping here.
What is that? An Enidwaith town? Could you blockade their ports? Probably, yeah, but I'm trying to build up my navy so that I can... They're blockading my ports, but, right. What is this? Aha. Did they embark their army? Ooh, they did. Ooh, it could be a massacre. It is a fine day to sail indeed, as long as this goes well. No, we don't need to worry about that, actually. And then you kill him. It's... You love to see it. The game giveth and the game taketh away. They must have just got off the beach as well. You'd think they could probably swim to shore, but I guess not. Are we going there? Yes. We can go no further, can we? There's still that to worry about, but I think, to be honest, we can move in there. There we go, that's a nice army. Now then, how much is enough to leave behind? Let's just leave behind some cheap archers. Can retake Tolfalas in quick order. Much faster than I thought we were going to be able to be honest. Shall we indeed? Shall maintain the siege. We may as well blockade the docks, I suppose. That couldn't have gone any better. Now let's hope that his brother has just as much luck. Go this way. That way, and go that way. Right, actually we can build something else here now, can't we? Yes, we can. Another conscription camp is, I think, probably fairly risky. I think it probably behooves us, actually, if we're going to go that route, then we should probably go public fountains first. Ah, good. We can build another boat, then we can embark these two units. Don't need to worry about that. That's still a problem, perhaps. Honestly, at this point, if what I really want to be doing now, really, is just leaving it in a place so that tomorrow we can just pick up and we can go back on the offensive against Dol Amroth. Right, construction report. So Tal al Jaf Lin here actually had something built as well, so we can... we'll build that. There's no point in building anything in Lin here when there is the potential for us losing it. Hopefully that won't be the case. I think quality-wise we should be okay. We've got pikes. Their pikes are... They've got artillery, but like that is not a very good army, to be honest. They don't have the cavalry to push through. Gondor militia's okay for what it is, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. I think we'll be just fine. Forgot to move that boat.
I'll continue once I have rested.
that navy is kind of trapped. We'll see. We're getting to the point where we could probably even... We might be able to regicide Dol Amroth, because they can't have many generals left. I guess it doesn't matter too much either way, because we only have to march down one road. But, yeah. Not bad at all. Again, a bit of a topsy-turvy part, but I think it's ended off in a place where we can be quite happy with it. Again, this is such a pain. I'll be so glad when Mordor gut Gondor, because they've been so annoying. There we go. Yeah, Minas Tirith is under attack, so they've killed themselves basically by coming after me. Barad Harn is rioting, Mistrand is besieged, a whole bunch of things happening all at once. This, I think it's because of the... we need to repair. Why every time are we on military build policy, boys? Growth, only growth. And what else do we have here? Right, you're really out here blockading me with one ship. What are these navies over here? Very damaged. Damaged. One boat. Okay. Yeah, I don't know really what you expected. And yes, you can keep moving up here. This is a pain, but there's nothing really that we can do about that for now. Right, let me just see, because this could be a little bit awkward. Oh yeah, easy. They didn't even have their reinforcements on hand. And nor do they here. Naval domination. You love to see it. Still can't build any ships here. It's real tempting actually to go after this guy. He's the faction heir. It's not really worth it though, because like I'd rather just move forward and is this just one ship? Yes it is. You go in there and you go into dock. Good. Okay. Already building another one of them. Oh, we've got another general as well, which we will sail up this way. Lynn here. We could do with putting another general over here actually, so that when we do move forward from Methrast, it doesn't immediately start to rebel. Still need to take that fort actually as well, which we'll do actually I think with this, because this force is going to go up to Lynn here with its Royal Knights and Royal Guard. Okay. Can we build more boats? Oh, we can. And construction reports, I think we're constructing something everywhere that we can be. So you go in there. You in there. Ooh. There we go. I think if Harad came out of this stack, we'd be able to defend it as long as this is a town with ballista towers, because even though it's mostly trash, we do have a general and we do have an artillery piece as well. So yeah, we're building something everywhere at this stage except here, but we already established there wasn't really anything worth building there. So, oh hello, what's that? That's a very damaged ship, but it is a superior quality ship. Okay.
Yes,
this is my town.
We have triumphed. A most noble
Occupy the settlement. So what sort of nonsense have you installed here? Nothing by the looks of things, actually. Still have a conscription camp in here. So I think actually we can, we'll be able to get to building things pretty quickly. Right, Dark Sanctuary we definitely need back because we need that culture. Remaining hours. And that is just about that. Okay. Save. And I would imagine the last act of this stream is going to be this battle here. Which is a low tier Gondorian army. The ballista's really the only thing to keep an eye on. A problem we might run into though is that we do need to sort of get moving on Dol Amroth fairly quickly, because if Mordor are on the warpath, they will be able to take over a lot of Gondor before we are able to. Harad and Khand, if they're still at war with one another though, there's every chance that if we rebel against, well, I say rebel, just declare war on Mordor, maybe Harad join us? Okay, here we go. Balance of power slightly in their favour, but we'll see what happens with that when their general dies and their low tier trash army starts to run from the field. Hopefully. Be a real shame if GIMILKHADS was to die here after all he's accomplished. And a misty dawn in South Gondor. Right. So, really the same thing as per normal. We will have to get you close to the wall because you're going to be first port of call for them trying to shoot us. You... No, we want you down here. You can go up here, I suppose, again. And everyone else just near enough to the front line that we can organise you later. We have enough holding units, this shouldn't be an issue, even if they knock several holes in the wall. I think this time I'm more confident because the quality of the enemy army is pretty low. Yeah. The ballista could do some damage if it shoots into this blob, but I don't know if the AI will actually consider that a viable option. Well, just in case, I guess we've got some units down there. Maybe we'll have a unit of halberdiers down on this side of things as well. I don't actually know what they're going to do, to be honest, so it's probably worth our while to just stretch out a little bit and wait, because they're probably, almost certainly, going to use their artillery first. But not bad at all. Yeah. Farmhand pikemen are not going to be the answer here, though. Got a pretty sky. The angle isn't really very nice for us here, so we should probably stretch further.
The enemy are through the walls.
There we go.
Fight on. They must get no further.
Raiders I don't really care about. Halberds I do, though. I could do with more artillery as well, but I think I'll want to try and build that in Methras, to be honest with you, because Umbar is so far away from the rest of the civilized world that I'll probably go ahead and build like my really elite stuff in Umbar and just ferry it around to the parts of the map that I need it. But Right, Baruthiel's watch, we need to move you if you're going to be the target of artillery. Ow. I don't actually care too much about the Southron Warband because they are the garrison troops. I don't know if chat's crashed or something, but let's see. I think it had actually. Well, it should be okay again now, I believe. And well, it's just a waiting game. What are you firing at? Actually, no, you don't do that. Not yet. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's not brilliant, but right. And yeah, it was on the second screen that sometimes it'll turn itself off for reasons that I don't quite know. I think it's just something about the Xbox that causes problems, but that sort of thing can't be helped. And you, I guess you go up here just in case. You're already moving here, so there, and crossbow boys. Yeah, sure. I think this will do. Guard mode. You can also come in over here as well, so we should be just fine. Didn't take long. That's what not bringing a proper general gives you. The Nadu Tariq, I think, are probably one of my favourite units for the Ar-Adunaim, though. I like the sort of Roman-shaped shields. I don't know, something about it feels, and the Narduzagar. Ardenium units in general. Makes sense that they were dressed like that considering the heat. Let's see if we can't get a little closer to the action. You know what, actually, maybe guard mode isn't necessary here. Don't think it will be, to be honest with you. Up here maybe still, because the farmhand pikemen, it could still be, you know, a bit of a problem. Yeah, look at this, that they are actually pushing their way through. Fire up there. Why not? Can't get a decent shot there. That's a bit of a shame. Have they indeed? Go this way. See if we can't get a shot onto that front line with our Baruthiel's watch. Actually, to be fair, we could probably get our crossbows up here and shoot down into there more than anything. I think that will probably be the best way forwards.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Will it indeed? There we go. Just a bit of superior terrain, that's all that was required. I think. Oh, come on. Why are crossbows such a pain in the ass to use in DAC? They seem to be so finicky. They can be good, but they're just not worth the hassle. Can you shoot in there then? How about that? Well, you're reloading at least. Go on, break, you know you want to. Oh, you're useless, you know that? How? There's one guy left in here, isn't there? Yes, there is. Why do you need the entire unit to just... Ugh, so annoying. I swear. Look, just go this way. It's not that difficult. Just follow what I tell you to do. Right, is this guy dead on the front line? It would actually be preferable if he was. Or at least he's leaving now. Is he still there? What a fool. Okay, the farmhand pikemen are routing. Right. Go into guard mode. Is that enough to convince you to fire? I think maybe it is. God, the farmhand pikemen are just not what you need if you need a bit of steel in your army's morale. Right, actually, at this stage, I'm not even sure it's worth. And with this, we are pretty much golden, I think. Right, stop them from firing at our general. They've done that too much already. Yeah, this is what we want to see. Go out there. Farmhand pikemen coming back. They're bold. They're still in melee. Who is in melee exactly? I really don't understand how they can still be in... Right, they're out of melee now, finally. You go that way as well. You... Yeah, stay together and squash them as and when they come forwards. Hopefully those ballistae don't still have ammunition. That would be most unfortunate. Shoot them. Right. After them. Can you... Yeah, you can shoot them. Excellent. Okay, this won't be a bad final part for this stream at all. It sets us up quite nicely, actually. Because I don't think Gondor are going to... Well, they really shouldn't be able to send another stack down here after all of this. Ardenium doing their grisly work in close melee. I like the mace models as well. They're not over the top. Right. Let's just keep rolling forwards, I guess. And I don't really think there's much left of anything. Surprised that some of these units are not routing, to be honest. Have to repair this town again. Azrazair. There's a ballista crew. And yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. I don't think it's worth me even trying to run down these units once they've routed. I think that's, yeah. Marvellous. The mightiest man may be slain by one arrow. That's what I'm worried about with GIMILKHADS General's Bodyguard, to be honest, because he can't just charge down into melee like the other two can and avoid that kind of tactic. You've got to be a little bit more cute with him. But he has been useful, I won't deny that. The gentleman from Pinneth Galen died very quickly because of those crossbows. Nope. There can be no peace. Denethor, got Boromir and Faramir are all dead at this point as well, so I don't know who's in charge of Gondor. Gobel Tolfalas. What does this do? Oh yeah, this is the yes, we'll do that because we want that to be a recruitment hub. Yes. Right, before we leave off, we're not going to do anything too substantial on this turn, but we will move our units. Go this way, and yeah, what's this? That's just one ship, so you can go into dock. Actually, you can go over here, to be honest, because that's going to be more useful for you. You can go down here. Now, before I was going to do anything, I was going to, yes, repair Lynn here. The town itself, and from there, there's a whole bunch of navy still blockading us. Right, they're not too happy down here, but I think actually what we will do from here is I'll make a lot of the decisions about where I'm going to move things next time. This army, however, is just going to keep going right this way. And yeah, I mean, we've got those units, so actually what we will do, you two can embark, and hopefully this guy doesn't die en route. That is a bit risky, but hopefully we can avoid that. In fact, it's very tempting, sorely tempting actually, to escort him. So we will go down here. Aha. We'll see where that... I don't think there's too much worry about Dol Amroth doing that for a second time, to be honest with you. So we will save it there, and we will pick this up at around the same time tomorrow. I think... yes. Anyway, regardless, no need to worry about that. I think, to be fair, I think my Xbox chat, there is something wrong with it, I think, because there's some messages that haven't come through. Anyway, no matter. So the plan obviously is to continue this at the same time tomorrow for about the same length of time. A little bit more than 3 hours today, but I think that's fine. It's just a guide to work by, and yeah, the campaign is really taking shape now. I think tomorrow's stream will honestly be sort of a fairly key moment, because if we can deal with Dol Amroth with very little fuss, we've set ourselves up pretty well, I think, to go into the rest of the campaign and wipe away all opposition. Yeah, I think so. We're starting to build up some more impressive units as well. We've got most of our settlements as well reasonably secure. I think even if Harad were to backstab us, I think while it would be awkward and slow progress down, I think we would still be able to respond to that, because we have enough income now, we have enough production. that if a Rad comes at us when they're not prepared, we should still be able to deal with them. But yeah, I won't go through the videos I'm going to do over the weekend just yet, because I think it'll make more sense to talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, I'll put up a message, I should say, on the community. Well, I'll just put up a YouTube message basically on the community section, just to confirm later. But yeah, there will be another stream tomorrow. I can't think of anything that would cancel that, to be honest with you. I would know ahead of time if I had university stuff tomorrow. So yeah, same time again tomorrow basically. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you'll join me for whatever is next.